everyone, my name is Kristin Ciliberto. I'm a contributor over on Film Fest Report and your host for today's exclusive interview with writer and director Misha Calvert, whose short film Fault will be premiering at the 2026 Tribeca Film Festival. Fault follows Stealth, a world-renowned tennis champion preparing for the US Open, whose tightly controlled life begins to unravel when her estranged sister Gigi arrives. As their strained reunion gradually flies off the rails, Steph is forced to confront her relationship with her coach and choose between protecting the successful life she's built or potentially losing it all by going public about her coach's abuse. A really great short film, a really engaging one, and one I hope you all check out at the film festival this year. But let's cut over to the interview with Misha to learn more about the making of this film.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to meet you, Kristin, and thanks for having me
Yeah, of course.
for the chat today. So I did not come up with the concept of fault. It came from Coco Jordana, who played Gigi. Have you seen the movie yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she played the kind of crazy one that comes out of the blue to have lunch with the other actor character who's the pro tennis player.
Yeah.
And about 2.5 years ago, she's a friend and she was like, I'm dealing with the situation. It's very big and hard,
Right.
and it involves a family member, and it involves the police, and it
Oh,
involves some stuff that happened to me as a kid. And I was like, oh, fuck.
oh, man.
And she said that when she went to her sister to try to talk about it, that her sister not only didn't believe her or like acted like she didn't believe her, but um, was not supportive.
Oh.
So the film came from that.
Okay. Well, I hope Coco is doing better. And I'm sure, the film helped with, bringing together something, a light on something important, correct, on a very serious subject matter. But my next question is, why tennis? Because I was just thinking about, we could have looked at the movie looks at tennis, but now I was thinking, oh, there's also like horse racing or golf. It's a very upscale sport because of the location and everything that's going on. Why did you pick tennis as that main focus?
Yeah, well, I think that there's a lot of times when I'm making decisions as a writer or a director, I'm coming from a subconscious place. And I
Right.
think the subconscious is very powerful, and it's, scientifically, it's just more intelligent than the conscious brain. There's just vastly more information available, more processing power. So an idea will float up from the subconscious, and then it'll take me a while to realize consciously why it's the right idea.
Hmm.
So instinctively, tennis felt like the right fit. And then as we continue to work with it, it's like, okay, two people facing off as adversaries,
Yeah.
hitting singles, and then eventually they team up and they can hit doubles. And it is upscale, which is a point of like this sort of abuse hiding in plain sight kind of a thing. It's something that people, it's easy for them to dismiss because of the way that it looks on the surface, because of the, calm or opulent or whatever, like whatever it is. Just looking at a game of tennis, you'd be like, oh, mansion, tennis court, great, everything's good here. But the point is, everything's not good. And no matter how much a woman can keep it together and keep it beautiful on the surface, that's no reason to dismiss what she might be trying to tell you.
Right. Yeah, totally. I can totally see why you picked tennis. Now, getting into the beautiful mansion, of course, because I feel like that plays such a large character in the story because, the landscape that they play on, the whole house itself. Can you talk about location scouting and why you've picked that specific location as the film's center point?
Yeah, we looked for a long time for the right place to film it. And again, I have a sort of an instinct about like, the producers were sending houses, Coco was sending a couple places, I was finding them on Airbnb. And we were looking in multiple states around New York City where we're based. And a lot of them just instinctively, I was like, no, not the right
Yeah.
look, not the right fit. And we're working on a limited budget as well. So
Yeah.
I think ultimately we went with that Connecticut sort of traditional old money kind of
Right.
mansion because it's not meant to be a place that Stephanie picked out.
Okay.
It's meant to be something that her coach's dream.
Right.
Because you see a lot of tennis mansions like for players or even like any female athlete. And when they start to hit it big, they like buy a mansion, off to the races. But usually it's like a nice, like a modern or, more like feminine kind of environment. Um, so we wanted something that like the inside could be kind of grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
can
like,
get
why
that
does
feel.
she buy the yeah,
Yeah.
like
Why this place?
yeah, because it's the house that her coach wants for himself.
Yeah. It's like something that he can't have, like, because, she's worked so hard to earn
Yeah.
that mansion. It's hers. She should be able to pick the house that she wants, and fits his style. But getting into the casting process, I thought Coco and Sarah were great. So, can you talk about bringing them onto the project? I obviously know you mentioned it's really Coco's story to bring to light. So, can you talk about bringing them on?
Yeah, well, Coco from the beginning was like, I'm gonna executive produce this and I'm gonna be in it. I'm like, great. No, literally no one else should be in it for that role except you. But finding Steph was challenging. We were going out to a bunch of name talent initially. I remember like Mackenzie Davis was my dream person to play that
Oh,
that
yeah, I could
role,
totally see that. Yeah.
right? But sadly not available. And then we went out to a bunch of others, like, Meryl Streep's daughters and folks who are New York local who might be interested. And then our casting director, Brianna Dunley, in the meantime, she was preparing lists of non-famous actors who are, very, very talented, very good. And Sarah Rich, who ended up getting the part, was just awesome. She was great from the moment I saw her tape. I was like, something here. She looks like she could be Coco's sister, which was important. And also, she has this like quiet rage that I think is very useful.
And I love seeing that outrage that she has. I'm not giving anything away, but towards the end, I loved that scene when we get to the very, very climactic part. But another thing is, I was also curious to know why tell this in a short film rather than in a feature film?
Yeah, well, did you have 2 million that you wanted to give me to make the feature or?
I'd love to send you money. If I had Uber's amount of money, I'd love to send it to you.
And I would love to have done a feature, but at this point, and I'm not saying like that's impossible. Um, I think a lot of films get made every year for millions of dollars that are not good and have no real audience. And that's okay,
Mhm.
but somebody's funding them.
Yeah.
So I think with Fault, as we move towards developing the feature, figuring out because like it's very different to raise 65,000, which was the budget, to
hmm
raising 6 million.
Right.
Again, not impossible, but it's different kind of situations. So developing the feature and making it something that is like a Gone Girl or The Girl on the Train where it's a thriller and it's really gripping and it's really exciting, but it can stretch over that feature
Oh, yeah.
length. I do think there's an audience for it.
Well, you brought up Gone Girl. That's one of my favorites. So getting into, I want to know a little bit more about you. Why, did you want to become a director and a writer?
It's a really good question. I was directing from a very young age, like we're talking like 8, 9, 10,
Oh, wow.
12, with my mom's video camera. And so it's not so much that I like thought about wanting to, it's just that a natural extension of the process of make believe for me. Um, I mean, I guess you could go back to like the first time I saw big, cool movies in the movie theater,
Oh, yeah.
like Willow and, Jurassic Park. And um, those movies really inspired me. And I guess that was like the first impetus. But then when I got to college, I studied more theater and was in created a curriculum that was very like a maker of work, writing, self-producing, um, devised work, site-specific work, writing one-woman shows. And that was like the first time that I consciously was like, oh, I want to do this thing that other people don't want to do. And
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't want to, but like I am somehow different than them. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely, I could tell, have this wonderful creative side to you, and I just really enjoyed your short film so much. What does it mean to have Fault have its premiere at Tribeca?
Means everything.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a very powerful platform. You know, the three big ones in the US, Sundance, South by, and Tribeca. Any of those three are they can put a filmmaker in a position to change their career.
Hmm.
So if you know kind of what to do with it and how to handle it and navigate it. So I've been waiting since I first started making work. The first thing we shot was in 2017.
Oh.
So this will be coming up on 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been waiting since then to have a big like tier one festival premiere like this. So yeah, I mean, just candidly, it's even better than I thought it would be.